So Aquarius, you're getting the lovers again. So let's talk about this reading here. Let's talk about this first. So I'm using a different deck, and I'm still practicing with this deck. I feel that it is very different from the Rider-Waite deck, and I'm still experimenting. But the central two cards that we have in this deck is the Six of Pentacles and also the Lovers. And I do feel that the Six of Pentacles does indicate a helping hand, or it does indicate a relationship in which one partner is contributing to help the other. Okay, this can be in a business relationship or it can be in a romantic relationship. And I want you to just be very aware of the give and take in all of your interpersonal relationship as it pertains to this situation. Because the Six of Pentacles can indicate, something that can potentially descend into, imbalance, or it can be a situation where one partner relies on another to make them feel whole. All right. The other card surrounding this doesn't indicate that to me, but I do feel that you just want to be a little bit careful about this. All right. So having said that, let's go through the rest of the cards. So the first card we have out here is the Moon, and the Moon is the first card out of the spread. So it is usually indicative of residual energy continuing from October until now. And the Moon is a situation where we are not completely sure we have all the answers yet, but we know that there is a need to investigate. And I do feel that, a lot of Aquarius in general, starting the month of November, you have a lot of unanswered questions. There are a few things possibly about your partner that you're trying to figure out, okay? And there are definitely a few things on the work environment that you are possibly learning that other people are helping you get a handle on. Or there's definitely some type of I wouldn't call it a handout, but a helping hand coming from you to another person, or coming from the other person to you on the relationship front and on the work front. There's definitely an inkling that there's more to the story, and that you need to get a firm grip on this, and you need to do some more investigation, some more studying, some more digging on your end in order to unearth more information. And you feel that the information is pertinent to what you need to know at this present moment, so you're not letting that go and you're doing the digging. So I do feel that you are going to be able to reach a place of enlightenment. I do sense that is coming through, and you're going to have to decide for yourself what you want to do to proceed. However, I do feel that throughout the first part of the month, what is going to happen here is time management is going to be of utmost importance, okay? Because we have the Emperor here in the reverse position, and we also have the Six of Pentacles, possibly indicative of a lot of responsibilities are piling up. You might not have the time at your disposal, because the Pentacles card is usually indicative of the time too, but also the help that is available to you is not forthcoming. And as a result of it, you might be a little bit distracted with all the obligations and all the responsibilities that are laid upon you, okay? And in the process of having to cope with all these things and to prioritize and to figure out what is, important and what you need to address first, I do feel that you're going to feel very emotionally unrattled. There might be many, many late nights, staying up late with the Moon card here, just to finish up work projects, just to wrap up things, just to do things in a way that is satisfactory for you so that you can get the financial payout that you're hoping for, okay? So money itself is definitely stable, especially for the last 2 weeks of the month. However, there is a very busy energy, and I feel that it can go both ways. You definitely don't have enough time to, sit there and fantasize. And don't do anything that will be, distracting. So keep your mind focused. Your mind is drifting from, one scenario to another. Your mind is possibly preoccupied with another lover or with your lover. You're potentially as well spending a lot of time with a significant other, and as a result of it, you don't have time to take care of responsibilities on the practical front. Okay, I don't feel your financial situation diminishing as a result of this, but I do feel that you're going to be very stressed out, and no one really wants to be around a stressed out Aquarius because, well, no one wants to be around a stressed out person. But I do feel for you, Aquarius, it's even worse, mainly because when you are very fixated on, getting answers on a certain thing, a certain project, a certain person, you become very, very obsessed, very crazed, okay? So moderation is the key here, and time management is going to be of utmost importance if you want to squeeze everybody into the limited time that you have, okay? So time management is definitely top priority. I definitely feel as well, a lot of you, for those of you who are single and are looking, you are going to be very, very, very well received this month. Whenever I see this woman, I feel there is a sense of like mystery, enigma about her, where she is coy about flirtation, but she knows how to deliver the message that she's interested. And it's funny, Capricorn got the same card, but I do feel this is a very spiritual card with the color purple. And it's somebody who is not shy in showing that she's interested. She's making herself available. Could potentially be very seductive, but she's exuding an aura where, she beckons people to come to her. So I do feel for male and female, you are exhibiting a very nice, carefree, but also welcoming energy about you that will attract you, the right lovers to you. I also feel as well, you are very confident in your earning capabilities because we have the Six of Pentacles going towards a Nine of Pentacles. A Nine of Pentacles usually indicates somebody who's employed. So a lot of you might be self-employed. A lot of you are reaping the benefits from your hard work that you put out in the past. And a lot of you have assets growing for you where you feel like you don't have to work so hard and you can, take a step back and really enjoy the quality of your life. And most of your time for this month is definitely devoted to a lover. We have the lovers here as well as the Page of Cups. So this indicates to me a gesture, an offer of love that is on the table for you, okay? It could potentially come from a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or it could be you making a gesture to an authority figure in your midst, okay? So this is the way I'm sensing that it's going to pan out. We have the Emperor here in the reverse position as the crowning energy. There is definitely an offer, and it can go both ways, okay? So there's somebody around you making an offer to you, or you're making an offer, and the person that you're interested in, or the person that is interested in you, could potentially be an authority figure here with the Emperor card. As for the outcome of this situation, we have the Hangman, which is the card about suspense. What this is telling me is, it's going to be different depending on which Aquarius you are and which end of the spectrum you fall under, as well as what kind of authority figure it is that you're interested in or who is interested in you. Because I feel as if this offer is legitimate. Okay, this offer is definitely there. There's definitely a very strong attraction between two people. But if it's an authority figure, I feel that, the Six of Pentacles is a card, it's in reverse, it indicates to me imbalance. So there is a power imbalance in this relationship. And that's what makes it very exciting. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself if this is something that is long-term and sustainable. If you are attracted to another person because of the power dynamics, it's I don't feel that it's stable enough to be long term. You really should approach relationships as equals, and regardless of someone's I guess socioeconomic class or whatever it is that they're bringing to the relationship, both parties should contribute equally, and you should try to approach a relationship in a more egalitarian light. And I feel that that's what makes it sustainable, and that's what makes it That's what will provide the longevity in the relationship. So I definitely feel some element of power differential at work here. I also feel that this is you could be potentially interested in somebody who's a lot older than you, or there is somebody younger than you who is showing an interest in you. So either way, it can go both ways. But I do sense there is a power dynamics that is very apparent in this relationship, and that's what makes it so exciting. Because the heart of this relationship is this. We do have a love offer coming through. We do have somebody who is very, very financially stable. So, Aquarius, you could be the person that is very financially stable, or you are attracting another person who is very financially stable. But I do feel that, if we're reading it like this, where the lovers is at the heart of this relationship, I do feel that we can see a shift here. This is a more stable energy. So, you could potentially be you might have a water sign here, but the other cards could indicate an earth sign, like a very earthy energy about it. So there's definitely a choice here that needs to be made, and I do sense that once again your heart will guide you towards the right choice, because we are ending here with the hangman. Okay, so the hangman is basically anticlimax. It's also a card of suspension. It's also a card of sacrifice. So I do feel in this regard, it's in the reverse position, excuse me, it's in the reverse position. But I do sense that if there is a power differential at play, you might really want to assess the situation and see if that's something that you want, okay? Because that's never a great start to a relationship. And also, I do feel that for this month. So I'm reading this Nine of Pentacles as you, Aquarius, and I do sense that you're kind of debating, whether or not to play the field or whether or not to get into a serious relationship, and whether or not this person that you have your eye on or your eyes on is relationship material. So there's a little bit of a wandering eye, possibly coming in from the significant other, or possibly from the person that you're thinking about, or even from you, where you're not really sure what it is that you want to do. So make up your mind first what it is that you're looking for, and then when you meet the person, you will know if this is a good fit. Okay, so have an idea in your mind. I normally say, go to dating relationships open-minded, but it seems to me as if you're not decided yet. So maybe deciding on that would be the first step towards the right direction. But either way, I do feel a love proposal coming through, possibly from an earth sign, or you're possibly deciding between two offers, because I feel the lovers is a is innately about choice. And it's also with the hangman, it indicates a sacrifice. So you might have to choose between two partners. And a lot of you, it feels to me as if you're leaning towards the direction of the Page of Cups here. So I'm actually going to pull out one more card as your advice, okay? Because the Emperor is in the reverse position. So it feels like you can't really defer to a voice of authority in order to help you make up your mind, or at least arrive at a good solution. So the advice here is, once again, the Hermit, which is not, this is a card of spiritual guidance, but it's also telling me that a period of introspection, looking inward, and figuring out what it is, once again, the choices that you need to make in order for you to figure out what it is that you want. Because Aquarius, last month you were going through a phase where you're trying to, overcome the inner conflict of freedom versus intimacy. So it seems a lot of you have conquered that, and a lot of you are in relationships. But for this month, you might have multiple relationship partners that you're trying to decide upon. And I do feel that since last month, it did indicate to me that you feel very, very strongly, you're leaning very strongly towards one person. And then this month, you have to, make that final call. If that's the case, then I do sense you already have the answer. You already have the answer. And I'm putting the card here, and it's pointing at the Six of Pentacles. And one of the things that I would say is you want an egalitarian relationship, because for you, power differentials are not going to work out, are going to feel very restrictive and very unfair to you. And as an Aquarius, as a water bearer, and as a humanitarian sign, I do feel that you want to strive for relationships that are very balanced, that do not that are not built upon this power differential that I was telling you about. Because we do have, you potentially getting into a relationship with somebody who might be a little bit controlling if you're not careful. Okay, so choose wisely. And I feel that deep down your heart knows what it wants. So, just go for it. Just go for it and work out the details later, because this is a good opportunity here. And I do sense that you have good people coming through. So there's, it's, uh, I'm pretty sure this is going to play out for differently for different people. But I do feel in general, you have court cards that are showing up in the upright positions. You don't have to worry so much. For those of you who are in coupled relationship, I definitely feel there might be a situation where your partner, significant other, is calling upon you for a little bit of help this month, especially for the beginning, like the beginning of the first 2 weeks. A lot of your relationship partners might be in a sticky situation with an authority figure, possibly a boss, and there might be some, mishap on the work front, and somebody's getting blamed is what I'm sensing on the work front. There's like lack of information, somebody's getting blamed, and I feel like this might be you or with your significant partner. And as a result of it, you are going to be the one to offer advice and to give them help, and also to be that pillar of strength that they're leaning upon. Okay, so there's some financial stability that is going to help you and your significant other weather the energy of this month. I don't feel anything else that is disruptive, but I do feel as well there might be some information that you're lacking in. So there's some information, hidden information about your current partner that will come to light. And whether or not you accept the information at face value is something that is debatable, is something that you're still grappling with. So there's definitely an element of information coming through, a lot of second guessing that is happening in from your end here with the 10 of Cups in the reverse position, but also with this 9 of Pentacles. So I do feel it's kind of like a trade-off. Do I want to maintain this relationship because it's stable, or do I just walk away mainly because I'm not getting my needs met? Okay, so there's definitely an assessment that is required of you whether or not the relationship is balanced. There's definitely an element of somebody possibly being a little bit controlling here. So aim for relationships that are more egalitarian. I feel that's what you need as an Aquarius to be very happy here. Okay, so the rest of the month looks fine. Finances looks very, very fruitful, looks very good, especially for the last 2 weeks of the month. I also feel as well there is things are not what they seem for the first 2 weeks. So you want to wait for like almost the dust to settle, because we have the Mirage card, the Moon, and also the 7 of Cups, which indicates everything is like pretty much floating in the air, and truth and fiction are kind of transient, and they're not being you're seeing things through a fog, and nothing is really, filtered out yet. So you want to wait for the dust to settle, and the dust is going to start settling from around exactly the 15th, actually, because yeah, exactly the 15th. So halfway through the month. That's when the dust will settle. That's when you will know the whole story. That's when you're going to be sitting pretty. And relationships that have been very, very one-sided, where the other partner, they talk and talk and they never follow through and they never deliver on their promises, you're going to let them go. So I feel that it's a huge sacrifice that you're making. But I do feel a lot of you have another relationship lined up. Like something is coming on the heels of something else ending. All right. So it's a continuity. It's continuation of your love spectrum, whether it's with one person and you choose to get through it together, or ending one relationship and letting one start, because one relationship was very imbalanced and the other one looks a little bit more in alignment with your higher self and your life path. Okay, so Aquarius, enjoy the rest of this month. Let me know how this plays out for you as well.